I have got the new Kat Von D Innerstellar palette to share with you guys today. I picked it up 2 days ago at the Sephora inside JCPenney's, and I Instagrammed a picture of it, and a couple other people have been finding it in their Sephora inside JCPenney's as well. And then today it just became available on the Sephora website for VIB Rouge folks, and I'm sure it's going to be available to everybody fairly soon, but that's just how I got it, because I know it's like really a new product. I was really surprised that the Sephora that I went to even had it. So, and I know she's coming out with a contour palette too via Instagram is how I seen that. Kind of excited about that as well. But in any event, this video is going to be about the Innerstellar palette, which is what is on my eyes, and then I did do a demonstration with the eyeshadows and the look that's on my face. So if you're interested in that, you can hang tight towards the end of the video and it'll be there for you to see how the shadows performed and all of that. So I did use it yesterday as well, so I've used almost every shade in the palette so far, but I still feel like the video is going to be more of a first impressions because I have only used it twice. But let's just jump into the palette. This is the box and it mirrors the actual palette. So and I did pay $46 for it. So this packaging is very reminiscent of the Monarch palette and the Chrysalis palette from Kat Von D. Her last palette is the same size. And it has the same layout, and it's in the cardboard packaging. Again, this palette, like her holiday palette, doesn't have her own like artwork on it, which bums me out because I really like her drawings and her personal taste with the artwork on her palettes. But this one just, I mean, it's still pretty, but I do prefer her artwork over it. But anyway, that's what it looks like. It's pretty holographic there. And then inside the palette there are 12 eyeshadows in here. The bottom 9 are the 0.04 ounce size, which are standard for like her older 8-pan palettes. And then the top ones are 0.08 ounces a piece, which are kind of your highlight shades. And then this shade here, which is a nice transition shade, or shades that you might use more than others so that, you know, it'll kind of prolong the longevity of the palette as a whole, which I quite like that because these are some shades that one would reach for a lot in a palette. So in here there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 mattes, including this creamy ivory shade over here, this taupey purple brown right there, this shade, which I'll get up close and swatch them and all that and tell you the names of them as well, this brown right here, and then this black, which I think that right off the bat here I think the palette as a whole has got a great range of light shades and dark shades, as well as shimmer shades and matte shades and satin shades. I think that there is a great array of finishes, as well as the shade range as far as light and dark goes. It's really nice about the palette. And then also, this particular palette doesn't have any of those shades that are like matte with the glitters in them, which those are not my favorite. The glitters always fall out on the face and they don't like really adhere. These are all straight satin, matte, or shimmer finishes, and they're all very, very smooth. But while they're smooth and like buttery feeling, they still have substance. So they don't like blend away into nothing. There was a little bit of fallout with the darker shades that I used. And then, you know, for a matte shade, this wasn't that powdery. Most matte shades, especially in a palette in this type of a range, you get a lot of powder kick up. This one wasn't bad at all. I was really impressed, or I have been really impressed so far with both times that I have used it. So, and then too, it's a very cool tone palette for the most part. The taupey browns and the purples, it's a real cool tone palette, which I personally really like. At first glance it seems a little boring, but it's quite unique. Like this pink shade right here has got a nice purple duochrome to it, and it's really pretty. This shade here looks seemingly like a gray, but it has also got purple in it. It's the shade that I have blended through here, and it does take on a purple tone, which at first glance, again, you'd think it was gray. So I really quite like the shades in here, shade range, and the finishes of them. I think they're really great. So I'm going to get up close and read you the names, tell you which ones, point out closer which ones are the mattes, and give you guys some swatches. So here is what the outside of the packaging looks like up close. It's really holographic. It says Innerstellar. I keep wanting to say Interstellar, but it's Innerstellar. And then the back of it has got the shade names on there, right there, and it is called the Innerstellar Eyeshadow Palette. And then there is a mirror in there as well, but it doesn't stand up by itself. And then here is the inside of the palette. So the shade names read off as Gravitron, Vast, and Lichen. And then over here you have got Nightcrawler, Dios, Lunacy, Astrological is this purple one, Dark Star, Orion, 3 a.m., Moonshine, and Killing Moon. So none of these shades are ringing a bell in my mind to be repeat shades. They all seem to be new shades. And then for mattes, you have got this shade right here. You have got this medium brown shade. And then this shade over here, which is really pretty. It's like a lighter taupey brown. It's a pretty shade. And then you've got the matte black over here, which is really a really black if there's such a thing as a black, but it's really black. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch them for you. This shade here is really pretty. It comes off as like a light pale pink, but it's got a really pretty purple duochrome to it. Well, I don't know if the camera is going to pick that up or not, but those are the top three. It's really a pretty shade. They're all pretty shades. So there's the top three shades. Then I'll do these guys right here. And then these ones. They're pretty. And then I'll do this black here. Which it's a really black. Very black. See, like that's, it's like I used it as liner both days and I was really liked it anyway. Another thing that I noticed is when I dip my brush into the shades, I didn't get a lot of product kick-up, which is something that I experienced with some of her past palettes. First impressions are a good one. I hadn't had any trouble blending. Minimal fallout again with the darker shades, but so far so good on this guy here. I used most of the purples yesterday and then tried to use the other shades today, and I think I ended up using almost every shade so far. So yeah, I think there's great transition shades, great light shimmer shades, some mattes in there. I think it's a good array of shades. A question that I thought people might wonder about is how it compares color-wise to the Chrysalis palette. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys those up close to see if you at first glance, I thought they were quite similar when I first saw pictures of this guy. I thought it reminded me a lot of the Chrysalis, but upon further inspection, they are a bit different. But I'm going to show you guys them up close here. So the top palette is the Chrysalis palette, and the bottom palette is the Innerstellar palette. And then what I meant about the shades. See, this shade here in the Chrysalis palette's got those glitters. This one kicked up a lot of powder. This one's got those chunkier glitters in it. This palette doesn't have any of those. It's all very smooth shades with a good textures. So quite impressed. But that is them compared to each other for reference for you guys, if you were wondering. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys. Now if you're interested in seeing how I got the look on my face and seeing how the eyeshadows performed, you can hang tight and we'll get into it right now. So I already went ahead and primed my eyes from the lash line all the way to up underneath the brow with the RMS Uncover Up in 00. And then on a Goss number 18 brush, just a flat shader, I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is a shimmery silver type of shade, and it's called Moonshine. And I'm going to pack this onto the middle part of my lid first. See how it goes here. A little bit more on there. I'm going to bring it inwards as well. About 2/3 of the lid. And then on a Goss number 6 brush, looks like that, I'm going to go into this middle shade right here, which is also a shimmery, it's like a dark purpley gray, maybe a dark shimmery taupe-ish color. Right there, it's called Dark Star. And I'm going to pick that up on a Goss number 6 brush here and tap off any excess. These are surprisingly not, they're not as powdery, and they don't kick up as much product as some of her older palettes, but I'm going to go into this outer portion of the lid here, and then I'm going to bring it up into the crease about 2/3 here. I say that a lot, I noticed. A little bit of fallout with that guy. Pick up a tiny bit more. Just kind of form a shape, kind of like that. Teeny bit of fallout with that shade. Not much at all though. So I'm just going to brush that off right away because it is a darker shade. Now on a Real Techniques base shadow brush, I'm going to pick up this shade right here, which is like a satin gray purple shade. It's got purple in it, but at first glance it looks gray. It's a gray purple. And it is called Dios. I'm going to pick that up on the tip of that brush there. Dab it in there and give it a tap, and then I'm going to blend out this first part right there. Pick up a little bit more, and then I'm going to blend out the upper part. And then before I finish the blend on that, I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is a matte cream color. It's a yellow-based cream color, and it is called Lichen. On a Goss No. 3 brush, I'm going to pick up some of that shade right there, and I'm going to put that underneath the brow bone and anywhere that I didn't put eyeshadow just yet. Just give it a good blend here. Then after I got that on and blended, I'm going to go back into this shade right here, which again is called Dios, on the base shadow brush from Real Techniques, and I'm going to bring up that shade just a little bit through the crease area. Just to make sure it's really faded upwards in there. Like so. I'm going to go back in again with the Goss No. 6 brush in the Dark Star shade. I'm going to pick up just a tiny bit of that color there on the tip and just run a little bit more of this through the crease here and bring it up a bit. Just to put a little bit more depth in there. I got up close there and there is some fallout again with the darker shades. So I'm just going to brush that off here. This is just a Chikuhodo powder brush. Now I'm going to go into the shade Killing Moon, which is a matte black, and I used this yesterday as a liner as well, and this is a very, very black shade, very intensely pigmented. I'm going to use a Real Techniques eyeliner brush from NYX Picks. I'm going to pick up just a bit of that there, and be sure to tap the brush because you don't want that falling out on our face. And I'm going to line the upper lash line. My cats are duking it out back there. I don't know if you can hear them. I'm just going to smoosh it into the lash line, but a really intense black. It works great for liner. Like this. And then pull it, like fade it upwards like that. So there is the eyeshadow done. I'm going to go ahead and finish up my eye makeup, and I'll be right back to put on some lips for you guys. For lips, I've got the NYX lip liner in the shade 839 Dolly Pink. I'm going to go ahead and line my lips with this and bring it in, fade it in slightly. And then I have the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Armageddon, and I bought this when I bought the palette the other day. I haven't worn it yet, so Just going to put this on over the lip liner. It is a bold pink, light pink color. I think it's quite pretty. So there is the overall finished look using the Innerstellar palette by Kat Von D. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.